So this is what my skirt panels and belt look like so far. I decided to attach the skirts first and then embellish. And this is the back one. And here's the front one. And you can see here's my box pleat. Now to make these skirts, as I said, I turned good side in and then made sure the crinkle side would be facing out eventually. So the crinkle side, the satin side faces this way of the crinkle satin. And I sewed them inside out, turned it right side out, laid them flat on the ground, and I actually put more stitches along the pattern just so that my lining and my Assuit would never sort of gap from each other. They'd always be sort of like attached as if they're one piece of fabric. So I chose to do that. You don't have to do that, but I quilted them, so to speak. And then I made my box pleat, and you can see on the back that there is a fold. And that's pretty much how a box pleat looks. And from here, from the top down, I sewed them together here, and I also top stitched them on the front to about mid-thigh level, so that my box pleat is sewn directly to, like you can't get your hands underneath there, but you can about to here. So it's detached and it'll start to flare out from about just above the knee down. And I think that just looks more flattering. It looks more flattering, sort of like a trumpet skirt. I didn't actually have enough fabric to make a box pleat on the back because I had to trim both of these panels so that they would be symmetrical. And once I did that, it ended up that the back panel was pretty much exactly the width that it needed to be. And I haven't finished lining this because I wanted to show you what it looks like. So I made my skirts and my panels, and I pinned to get this to be attached the exact way that I needed it to be attached. I pinned the skirt panel on either side to my pants and like looked in the mirror and made sure that the skirt was the right length for me, like where I wanted it to be. And then I put the belt on top and pinned that to myself, and then I pinned the belt base to the skirt, and then I took it off and I sewed it with my sewing machine so that it would lay perfectly. And that's what this gap is here. This extra bunch of fabric is what's making up for my my butt, really. You know, we are not rectangles. We're very curved people. And again, that mark is my side seam. And when I embellished this back panel, I only embellished up into the point where the front panel will go on top of it, because again, my trim is too thick. So I've already put hooks on this panel, and this side of the front panel will be sewn directly to the back panel, and then I'll have bars on one of the sides of the back panel. And this is what it looks like when you line it. You basically lay a piece of fabric on top of it, pin it down, trim it to a little bit wider than you need it to be, fold it under, put straight pins in. And as you can see on the front side that was already done, I used my spiral stitch on the edge. But then here, I couldn't do the spiral stitch. I had to do a straight stitch just in and out because the skirt was in the way. The skirt is sandwiched between the lining and the belt, so that the raw edges of the top of the skirt will never be seen. So once I finish attaching this lining, I will attach the front belt base to the back belt base, and then decide exactly where my bars need to go and make sure everything fits perfectly. And then I'll worry about my drapes of pearls that are going to connect the front and the back. All right.